Welcome, SSJBABers. I'm Derek Phillips here from Pulaski, Tennessee, in the SSJBABA studios, here to bring you the recap of stop number 14 on the road to the Super Bowl of SSJBA. Stop number 14 this weekend took place in Smyrna, Tennessee at the Smyrna Bowling Center. 52-lane center, very nice, state-of-the-art equipment, and it was a great turnout. I want to start by apologizing for the delay of me getting the video up because we've actually lost our original time slot at the station. We will now be running on Monday afternoon instead of Sunday night. The reason being is we lost our main sponsorship with Geico due to Aaron Ruiz missing the cut on a short pattern this weekend. So our time slot will now be filled by a children's show called Uradovich's Playhouse. Hashtag Fear the Wheat. Okay, now let's start the weekend. We go over to the DTC for a Troll Fest. Usual Middle Tennessee stop, that's how it goes. And we didn't start out bowling, we started out playing golf actually. And that was pretty fun. It was me, Justin, Cameron, and Josh Wilson. And it was pretty fun for the most part, except for we were having to chase Josh around, trying to keep him out of the woods and the lake, crawling into people's backyards. He was on an endless search for tees, balls, prime rib, usual things that Josh likes. Now, he got into a few hazards, and he's okay. He didn't get harmed by any wildebeests or anything, but Josh had an interesting weekend. We'll follow up with that later. When we got back, Doyle closed out his 6th place finish at the DTC TOC, only missing the show by 5 pins. This is in a large part due to his field ball percentage, which his average field ball shot, as we all know, is usually around 3.7. I asked Doyle how he threw it the last day, and he responded with, "I threw the ball like #hashtag $%. On to the bowling. Saturday brought us to SSJBA on ice. All of the competitors were struggling to find themselves being able to slide consistently on the lanes. Now, like most of the competitors on the 36-foot pattern of Los Angeles, we're playing near the channel, and that's where the slick stuff was happening. Now, Cameron Doyle especially found himself standing with wah-wahs in hand, looking around like, what am I supposed to do? Tried every slide, every heel, nothing was working. So he decided to pull out his SST Uggs. That was the best decision Doyle could have ever made the entire weekend. After lacing up in his house shoes, he shot 260, 230, had a great finish from being the cut line to moving up to 3rd. The top 8 was myself, Justin Miller, Cameron Doyle, Eli Haddock, Landon Hardison, Justin Northcutt, Donnie Turner, and Zachary Marlowe, rounding out Aaron Ruiz in a 9th and 10th frame sudden death roll-off. I was high qualifier, and those were all the friends that will be joining me, regular SSJBABers on the tour, leading up for a great day of match play on Sunday. Needless to say, I was wondering if Maison Letta made the cut, and I was actually in the process of talking to Ross Dewey, asking him if he knew if Maison made the cut. At this very time, me and Ross look across a few lanes and see Maison beating the living crap out of a table with his shoe cover. It goes on, the story being Maison did not make the cut and made no appearance the rest of the weekend. Stay hot, Mr. Letta. Saturday night, Pete Wilson treated the top 3 bowlers to a lovely dinner at J. Alexander's in Cool Springs. After telling our waitress that we were all members of Team USA, we got our food, and a few of the steaks came with butter on them. That loomed as a very large problem. You see, Josh refused to eat the 12-ounce medium rare delicacy because there was butter on the steak, we're talking about a very delicious steak here. Refused. Would not eat it because butter. I mean, I have probably seen more appreciative people in a Penn State locker room shower. Come on. Now, to sum it up, what butter does to the taste of a well-seasoned steak, I wanted to bring in our meat specialist / interior designer, Mark Libson, to explain to you what it does. Let me go get him. Thank you, Derek. Now, as we all know, traditionally steaks are served with toppings to add flavor. Butter adds a moist, creamy glaze to steaks with overpowering the flavor of the meat. Once applied, the butter will melt and sink into the meat, creating another layer of flavor. It can in no way harm an overweight 11-year-old. Thank you, Mark. Sunday brought us to the 43-foot pattern of Tokyo, which is usually a favorite amongst the SSJBAbbers, and it was. The day quickly turned into an instant classic, shaping up with competitors throwing balls into the 1-3 pocket and striking galore. When the dust settled, the stepladder was myself, Justin Miller, Cameron Doyle, and Zachary Marlowe. Great field. Marlowe gave Doyle a run, Doyle barely edging him 245-236. Miller missed a key spare against Doyle in the 9th frame, which gave Doyle an advantage to go ahead and move past him and on to face me in the title match. Our match was a grind from the beginning as there was a large carrying issue, and it came down to the 10th frame where I had to double to defeat Doyle, and I did, to beat him 217-208 to claim my second SSJBA title of the season. We would also like to congratulate Jacob Kaiser on claiming his U20 Junior Gold spot on Saturday. We also would like to thank Dan and everyone at the Smyrna Bowling Center for making this weekend possible. And we want to send a shout out to our Middle Tennessee bowling pal, Richard Zach, and want to go ahead and say, get well soon, Richard. We heard you had a dog bite injury, and we don't know how serious it is, but everybody's thinking about you, pal. As the season comes to a close, we need everybody to get to these last few stops if they can, so we can have as many quality competitors at Super Bowl as possible. So just do what you can. I mean, you can bet your dog whistle we're going to have a good time down there in Florida, you know? You know what also bets its dog whistles? The comment question of the day, which comes from Elijah B. Haddock, who asks, if I mustache you a question and I decide to shave it for later, will I still be a troll? That's a very good question, Eli, because what people don't understand is trolling is about what's on the inside. I mean, yes, your mustache adds to your attributes of trolling, but the mustache doesn't make the troll. The person is the troll. I want everybody to always remember that. Be thinking about who you're going to be voting for the division leaders in SSJBA Sportsmen's of the Year, Trolls of the Year, and Magusta Champions of the Year. Next stop is in Hendersonville, Tennessee in 2 weeks, which is the last tour stop before the SSJBA Last Chance in Vestavia Hills, Alabama in May. Big time to start stepping up, guys. This is when the shots really start to count. From all of us here at the SSJBA studios, from Pulaski, Tennessee, I'm Derek Phillips, ESPN.